Hey guys, if you're watching this video, it's because you've been assigned Friday night to be a small group leader, and we're so excited that you decided to do that. And thank you for making this investment in these kids. It's going to make a huge difference. In fact, while I've been here in Alabama, I've gotten to touch base with a few folks who, when I was in elementary school, made a big difference in my life. And it was just one or two conversations and one or two touches that they had on my life that made a profound impact in me. And so more than 10 years later, I'm traveling back and I'm sitting down, I'm having coffee, I'm having lunch, and I'm talking to these people who had that kind of impact in my life, and I'm thanking them for that. And it's a really special moment to see tears come to their eyes and to see them realize that it was just a small investment that really took root in my life and made a drastic difference for eternity. And so I want you to realize the weight of what is taking place on Friday night. This is not just we're going to go and throw an event. This is you investing in kids' lives, because this is going to alter their lives. It's going to alter their eternities. We're praying that these kids' families come to the church and come to know the Lord if they don't have a church already. And so please carry this weight responsibly. Let me give you guys a few details about this. And we've also included a PDF in this email, and I want you to, we're not going to give you all the details of the PDF because I'd be on here for a long time, but I want you to make sure that you read this PDF very thoroughly. Make sure you're very aware of everything that is being talked about here, and you're read up and you're trained up on this so that you can have the best experience and help these kids to have the best experience on Friday night. A couple things though, please make sure to make every effort to learn these kids' names. Some of you may have groups of 3, and that's going to be easy, and some of you may have groups of 20, and that's going to be more difficult, but I want you to make every effort to learn these kids' names, because that is what makes these kids unique. It identifies them as their name, and it ultimately helps them to know that you care about them. They're not just a number. We say it around here a lot. Every number has a name, every name has a story, and every story matters to God. And so we want to make sure that we're very focused and intentional on learning these kids' names. Also make sure that every kid in your group knows that you and your co-leader are the go-to people in that group, that they are never to leave your side, they are never to be away from the group. And so make sure that they understand that if they have a problem, and this is especially for the older kids, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, if they have a problem, they need something taken care of, that they don't just wander off from the group, but they come to you about that. So make sure you establish those ground rules from the get-go. Also, as soon as the kids start to check in and they're coming into your group and people are escorting them in there, begin to take a head count and start checking off people off of your roster. You'll be provided with a roster before the night. You'll also be provided with spaces in case we have some just show-ups that take place. We're still trying to iron some of those details out in case we don't fill up our spots, and we may have just some people showing up. So we'll have spaces for you to fill that in. But I want you to make sure that you keep a roster of those names, keep those checked off, and keep a head count so you know that every person, every kid is accounted for in that group. Also make sure that all the kids understand, and that you understand, that you are to stay with this group for the rest of the evening, through every aspect of the evening. And this is very important. During the restroom breaks, you're with your group. During the snacks, you're with your group. During the games that we play, you're with your group. And most importantly, during the movie, you're still with your group. During the movie, we're going to sit all the kids down in groups by age, because if a parent comes and picks up their kid early, we need a way to be able to know how to contact, even during the movie, the group leader, so that the kid can leave with their parent in an orderly fashion, and we're not having to interrupt the movie. So make sure that you do that you keep all of your kids corralled with you in a group. This is super important. It's imperative that this take place so that we know all the kids are accounted for, and we have a point of contact for each one. Also, make sure that if a student has a problem, that they contact you, but you also make sure that you understand that Ashley Barrett is your point of contact, that if they have a problem outside of needing to use the restroom or needing to clean up a spill of the snack or something, that if it's a major problem, that you contact Ashley. You're going to have Ashley's number right there in this email, so make sure that you do that. She's the point of contact. She's going to be kind of buzzing around making sure everybody's okay. Also, the last thing, and then you guys can peruse through the schedule of the evening and understand how things are going on with the rest of this email. But I want you to make sure that, again, just emphasis, you keep the focus on building the relationships with these kids tonight. It's not building a relationship with each other, your coworker, or your co-leader and all the other leaders and stuff. That's not what the focus is for tonight. So please, please, please focus on building the relationships with these kids. That's what's going to make a difference in these kids' lives, and that's what's going to turn the heads of them and their parents to ultimately turn their hearts to Jesus. So you can peruse through the rest of this in this PDF. We have a schedule for the evening. It's a broken down itinerary for you. We've got rules, guidelines and ground rules that you need to lay out for your group. You're going to be responsible for laying that out for your group when your group gets established. So make sure that you're educated on those rules, that you're trained up, and that you're able to communicate those rules to your group. We're also going to be doing some get-to-know-you games, so there's some suggestions in there for get-to-know-you games that you can do as you're trying to get to know these kids at the beginning of the night. And then there's some instructions on how we're going to do a big group game with Just Dance, the Xbox Connect over some of the big screens. It's going to be a fun thing that we're going to do with the kids. So instructions for that right there. And then there's some very detailed instructions for the restroom break. Now let me emphasize this. You must read these instructions because there are a lot of liability issues that we can get into with the restroom break. And so to stay above reproach, make sure that you understand all of the guidelines and the boundaries that we've laid out here for the restroom break. Please do not take this lightly. This is a weighty thing. So please do this so that we represent Resonate Church well, but most importantly so that we represent Jesus well as we serve these kids. Then you'll see the instructions for after the movie. After the movie is over, we'll go back to our small group designated area that's outside of the movie area, and we'll use those. You'll be in those areas and kind of doing some casual stuff with the kids until we call for the parents. The parents are coming to pick them up. So if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us an email and contact Ashley for those questions. But thank you so much again for volunteering your time to do this. I know this is going to have a profound impact. I love you all. Can't wait to see you Friday night.